Okay. So anything you want to ask regarding the subject? I guess the things are not so difficult. You can understand by going through the lecture videos. I guess you have already seen that in the I have actually re-uploaded the quiz 7 modules, 7 ABCD quiz was there. Only 2 people had attempted anyway, but there was some mistake in that quiz, so I have re-uploaded that assignment. So I think people will be notified through the Teams message anyway.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. Okay, someone has sent a message, I think, or something. Let's see. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Okay, one query is there. In NOR SR latch, in NOR SR latch, you have taken R and S in opposite manner. So is it mandatory to flip them cause answer is affected? They are taken in a flipped manner, at least from the literature that I have taken that circuit, it was in that manner. So I had put it in the notes in that same manner. However, later on I also saw that one does not flip it. So what will happen? Your truth table will be affected actually. So the truth table that I have given you, if you have not flipped the SR, then your truth table will be different. So this is also like a conventional thing. So mm, uh, you should use the convention that is given in the class. Okay, so you go according to what circuit has been given in the lecture videos or lecture notes. However, after all this SR all this thing, the actual flip flop which is made, there the truth table remains what we have studied. So even in the flip flops that you will use later on in the experiments and all, so you don't need to bother whether it is a NAND gate flip flop or NOR gate flip flop. The truth table will remain the one that has been given in the lecture videos. So after the control circuit, so the second level of gates are there. Then whether it is NOR or whether it is NAND, the S and R are given in such a way that the truth table remains same for both. So the industrial nor industrial SR flip flop that you will use, and the IC chip that you will use will have the configuration in the manner that the truth table will be the same as has been given in the lecture videos. Hmm. Anyone other? Okay. Okay. So anything else? Ah, only 12 people have joined. At least around 30 people used to join normally. So it has almost halved. So is there anything going on in your class? People are very busy or what? Any any too much assignments are there from other
Sir,
uh,
there are 7 courses in total, and means assignments are available for all the courses, so it is somewhat hectic.
But before the midterm also 7 courses were there, so no extra courses were added, na? So what happened? People,
Means now every teacher start taking quizzes and all, and after
okay, so the
midterm,
number of assignments have increased. That you are saying
yes,
after midterm.
yes,
Maybe before
yes,
midterm they were covering the syllabus more, and now they are taking the quizzes and all. Okay,
yes.
okay, okay. Yeah, so in that case it is perfectly okay because this is not a mandatory session to attend. But since you guys are here, you can ask your doubts and interact. So yeah, you don't if you don't have anything to discuss, then I would like to talk about some things which is related to that topic that we were discussing last time on the dreams and all. So actually what happened, so since that topic was very interesting on the topic raised by one of your batchmates, then I also discussed it in the other class, which is your senior class. So there also I discussed about that topic, and then some further questions were raised there. So those questions are very interesting. So there actually when I was discussing, some people asked about whether I believe in ghosts and negative spirits, and whether there is positive energy, negative energy, and what is the why living beings are of more importance than non-living beings. So what are these? These are very interesting questions which has come up. So I didn't answer them right away. So I also took some time and thought about it, what to say actually, because not everything one can discuss in a general with a general audience, um, because of a lot of things. But if we want to discuss about this energy thing and this, what is positive, if there is positive energy, if there is negative energy or not. So the question here is actually, how do you actually categorize the energy as positive and negative? So this is a back question that one can ask. Okay, so so this student has raised that doubt, raised that query. So whether uh, if there is positive energy, which I hope that they were referring as the god or some benevolent spirit which we talk about in spirituality, then there should be negative energy also. So so they are actually they are trying to categorize, or some idea were being trying to be given that energy can be positive and negative. Now I can ask you the question, whether energy is positive or negative. How do you determine that? What factor determines that you will call some energy as positive and some energy as negative? What factor determines that? So if you want to, if you think into that question, then you will realize that basically energy is simply energy. It is not positive or negative unless it is looked at in that manner. So there is a perspective which we are throwing to that energy, and we are terming it as positive or negative. Energy is as it is. Now think about the energy that we know of. Don't think about evil spirits or good spirits or something like that. Think about the energy that you know of, which are the energy like gravitational energy, field energy. Then all the energy in the universe is there. When um, when you boil your water, there is some energy conversion going on. Everything is energy there. So all the world is basically energy. So is there any positive or negative about it? It is happening, right? Always it is. It used to happen. It is still happening. The universe is happening. Positive and negative is a term that we are imposing on some of the energies because it like uh, favors us or harms us according to our perception. It is our own personal perception that this particular energy is useful for me, so I call it positive. So if a particular energy is harmful for me, I will call it negative. So I will give you a very quick example in this. So if I talk about the energy of electricity, is electricity positive or negative? Electricity is an energy. So is electric energy positive or negative? Most of the times it is positive because we are able to use it in so many different ways. But if you want to directly interact with it, then it becomes a negative energy because it will give you a shock, and it might also kill you if there is a large amount of current which passes through your body. It might kill you. Also, you know that our system, the physical body, is regulated by a lot of very minute amount of electric impulses. So obviously it is, if we don't have it, then we will die. If we have a large amount of it, then also we will die. So it is so the energy remains the same. So but how it affects us is where we give that perception of good or bad, positive or negative. All these perceptions are our own perceptions which we impose to something which is already there. It doesn't become negative all of a sudden. It is only behaving in its own way. That behavior is not benefiting me or it is harming me, then I go ahead and try to call it negative. It is my own perception. So the when we are talking about positive and negative energy, actually there are two different things we are talking about. One is the energy which is existing in a certain level of existence, and it is always existing. It has its own behavior, it has its own properties. Another is the positive and negative attribute that we are imposing on, that comes from another level, which is our own personal level, which is very integrated to what makes us humans, or any such animal also has a feeling of positive and negative. Any such living organism will have the idea whether something is beneficial to them or harmful to them, and they will understand it in a way that we understand positive and negative. They will perhaps not give a term or name to it, but the understanding will be same. So that understanding of duality. So here a very important concept actually comes, that there is an understanding of duality. If there is a positive thing, there is a negative thing. So this understanding is very inherent, very ingrained into us. So we look at the world. It is our perception of the world is always in the mode of duality. We are looking at the world not as it is, but we are imposing our vision of duality on it. Like, it is almost like this, that we can see the world with our naked eyes, we can put a binocular and then also see it. So we have actually put a binocular of duality, of one is positive, another is negative, So we are looking into the world in that manner that something is positive and something is negative. However, the world is as it is. World is as it is, it will remain as it is. It doesn't depend on my wishes whether I want it to be in some way or the other. It will keep on happening and I have to take it or interact with it and then exist along with it. And there, if I keep on terming things as positive and negative, it basically affects uh, my own stability of existence. When I exist somewhere, if I am unstable in that existence, I am always thinking that this is not right, this is not good, or this is good, this is excellent for me, this is positive, this is negative. When I am seeing the world with this lens of duality, I am always shifting like this and that. I am shifting in that side, shifting in this side. I am not stable in my existence because I am not looking into the world, looking at the world as it is. So this is actually this affects us in some way, and it affects our stability while dealing with the world, because we are always thinking things in with the lens of duality. The understanding whether something is harmful to you or not is required in order to sustain, but we should not get involved in it. We should not get involved in it. It is only a knowledge that we should keep with us and then interact with it, interact with the world. So if I know that high voltage is bad for me, I will not go and interact with the high voltage. But this is only an example. You know that there are, like, even us, even you perhaps, or there are many people who are always looking at things and judging them in this way, that this is good, this is bad, this is right, this is wrong, this is positive and this is negative. So this actually destabilizes your own existence in the world. That is one important thing which I wanted to highlight when I saw this particular perception of positive and energy and negative energy. Now actually what this student has tried to hint is not on energy but on actually spirit things and all, but spirit things will come later. First we need to understand energy. Actually energy and spirits are different things. Energy, as we know, is everything that is around us is constituting of energy, right? We also have some energy. The uh, uh, whatever you have in front of you, I have this table, everything, this laptop, etc., everything is having some energy. Only then it is able to exist. Without energy there would be no existence. Everywhere there is energy in some form or another. In some form or another, energy is there. So in our world of what we see, the observable world that we see, everything is energy. Now how do we actually say, what do we do with the energy? Do we feel the energy? We have some interaction with the energy, right? So is it our like we have a feeling of the energy, or do we sense the energy? We sense the energy. Our system, the human system or any system of a living organism, is built in such a way that they are able to sense the energy around them. They are able to sense the energy around them. We are able to sense the energy. We are able to receive light and see the world, we are able to hear. So this is also energy, sensing of the energy. So everywhere we are sensing the energy. After sensing the energy, then the level of feeling comes. After that, the level of feeling comes. Normally we have everything integrated together. We are not able to separate these things out. But if you think carefully, you are sensing something, and then you are having the interpretation or the perception whether this is good or bad, whether this is positive or negative. These are the categories that you are making based on your feeling of that energy. You have a feeling of that energy after you sense it. First thing, you have to sense it. So if you only sense it and then you don't put any judgment on it, then there is no duality arising in your mind or in your perception. No duality will arise. You only sense the energy, leave it as it is. That means, suppose you are hearing a hard rock concert, you are only hearing it, then you leave it. So you don't term it as good or bad. You are listening to a very soft instrumental, you listen to it, you are sensing that time, and then you leave it. You don't term it as good or bad. Then what happens? You will not look at, you can understand that this can be done. Of course this can be done, but we normally don't do it. But when we start doing this practice, we will slowly be able to separate our mode of sensing and our mode of uh, feeling about that particular sense. So we will be able to understand that there is a disconnection that can be possible. We can make that disconnection. Normally everything is integrated to each other, but we can have these things to separate. We have to achieve that separation. Otherwise what will happen? Everything will always remain this much mingled and you will be confused. You will be confused. You will not know why you are feeling this confusion from inside. The confusion is basically you are creating because you are imposing your perception of good or bad to something. Now once you start separating these things out, after that also this good or bad feeling will be there. You will be able to understand what is good for you, what is bad for you. But then what will happen? You will stop doing judgments. You will stop making judgments. You will simply avoid what you cannot take, or what you feel as bad energy for you. You will simply avoid that, and what you feel as good energy for you, you will try to receive that. And you will not go on terming things good and bad. There is a fine level of difference actually. So that one has to understand here. So that distinction one needs to make, that one thing that is you are sensing the energy, another thing is that you are actually having a perception about that energy, whether it is beneficial to you or harmful to you. That perception comes later, and you can live without that perception, or without imposing that duality, or without imposing that thing uh, on the energy. It is your own imposition on how you are looking at the world. So that is something I wanted to discuss. And if you actually start looking into things actually in a reflecting on things, all these things will come out on your own. You will be able to bring out these understandings on your own. So this only requires some sitting down with yourself, and not thinking about so many things what is happening in your life, and look at life how it happens. The study of life, the study of this world is what you can do yourself, and you have to the study how to do the study has to be done in this way, that you have to make things separate, you have to distinguish between one thing and the other. Normally all things are packed together, but we have to separate things out. Only when we separate things out, we will be able to we will be able to acquire some knowledge about it, what exactly these things are. We'll be able to acquire some knowledge about it. Normally things are very confusing, so many things are out there, how things are different, how they have things in common. All this understanding takes some time, but one needs to pursue, keep on pursuing, keep on looking at things in that way. Then things will come to you, because we are intelligent people. We are here, we have some level of intelligence which we can apply to seeing the world in a new way, or in actually in the exact way that it is. We are not looking at the world in the way it is, we are imposing our perception on the world. Once we start seeing the world as it is, things will become very clear, and your confusion, your frustrations, all these things will automatically become lesser and lesser. So with that, I think we can end the session today. So hopefully it will serve some good to you, this trying to understand things as it is, and not imposing your mode of duality or your vision of duality to things. That will actually help our lives, improve our lives a lot actually. Okay, so thank you for attending. I am switching off now.